Hey, how are you? This is Diana. I know you know me. And welcome to Candid Diana. So, today I just want to have a brief chat with you about an experience, a life experience. And this is going to be about something scary, about cancer. So, sometime last year, during the pandemic, things happened, good things, majority bad things. So one good thing is that I had my youngest baby, that is in May last year, and I named this baby Arella. Arella means messenger from God. And look, I've had this feeling in me that this baby was coming to tell me something. And for sure, it was the truth. Because in June, when I was feeding her, I found a lump. Actually, the first time it wasn't really a lump. I just had this something in my mind. I just felt there was something strange. And I remember telling my husband, I think there's something wrong with this breast. And he's like, why do you think so? I said, I think there's something. He said, there's nothing. And so that just passed. But anyway, I went in to see the doctor because I had some fears that I could not explain. And the doctor sent me back home and said, there's nothing there, you're nursing, it's milk, nothing like that. And now the following month, actually 3 weeks down, when I was pumping milk for my baby, I just felt something, like something had come out, and the following day after that, and when that came out, there was a lot of milk that came from that side. Yet that side never used to produce milk. It was just tiny. Like if this other one produces 5 ounces, this one will produce like 1.5. So it was weird. So the day that I had the tea, it's like some gates had opened and something had left a place. And this side produced a lot of milk, like I was filling a bottle and bringing a bottle, like something was blocking. So the following day, I felt something tiny, like I touched it, then it disappeared. And I was like, whoa, there was something in this breast. And I remember calling 2 friends and both of them were like, that's just milk duct, it's nothing. But I went back to the doctor, and this time I did not find the doctor. I found his physician assistant. And I told her I felt something. I really felt something. And she told me, she touched, assessed, and then she said, you're nursing, there's too much milk. Nursing women have all these things. So this is just milk duct, it's nothing. And I told her, you cannot even scan it. Then she said, you see, there is no need of scanning when it's too much milk. Nothing will be clear. So she sent me away. Yes, she did. And I wish all those 2 instances I could have put my feet on the ground and said, okay, even if it's nothing, just check it. But you see, if in the back of your mind, you're not like, oh, there's really nothing major that can be in there. If they tell you something like that, you tend to believe them, So I went back home. But now, the following month, let me say, so baby came May. June, I just felt weird. End of June, I felt a tiny thing that slipped away. So now July, around mid-July, almost end of July, 20-something, I think. Now I said I'm not going back to that doctor. That was my OBGYN, OB's office, right? So I said I am going to my primary care doctor, okay? So I said, let me go to my primary care doctor. Maybe my primary care doctor will take this really serious. So I went to the primary care doctor and I told him, you know what, I've been going to this doctor and talking about this and he's been sending my way and now it's like I feel like that tiny thing, I feel like it's grown. Now I can feel it. It's not running away. So the doctor felt it and he said, yeah, for sure I can feel it. And he sent me in for mammogram. And so when I went in for the mammogram, I was told that I needed to do an ultrasound also. So anyway, they did a mammogram and they said they have to do both sides. So they did the mammogram and then they did the ultrasound. And funnily, yes, they confirmed there was something on that side. There was a mass, and then there was another mass on the right side. So the one on the right side was a little smaller than this other one. But then after that, they said, now we need to, because you started feeling the one on the left and then it seems it's growing, so we have to biopsy it, because if a mass is growing, there has to be a cause for it. So we need to do a biopsy. And I remember that time, my mama told me, hey, if they tell you something like a biopsy, let them know you want an excisional biopsy, like they need to take that whole thing out and biopsy it from the outside, because if it happens to be what we're scared of, cancer, then they just press on it to take tissue and leave it there. It's like opening the floodgates, So when I had cancer, I was like, woo, not me. But anyway, I asked the radiologist, I said, can I get an excisional biopsy done? Then she said, many of the surgeons will send you in for the one we normally do. There's no need of taking that out and you're nursing and all that. But you see, if someone is nursing, you can stop milk. Milk is something that can be stopped anyway. But then I left, and I remember when I was leaving, the tech lady, the lady that was helping the radiologist, she called me aside and she told me, because I'd actually asked the radiologist, do you think it's cancer? Then she told me, no, I don't think it is. I think it's maybe some of those things that nursing women have, and one of the terms that she was using was a fibroadenoma. Yeah, she told me, I think it's one of those fibroadenomas. And I told her, are you sure? Are you just trying to console me? And she told me, no, why should I console you? Like, I see many women, and if I feel it's this, I will tell you. I will not be scared of telling you. So anyway, when she left, this lady called me aside and she told me, hey, I just want to share something with you. I am a survivor. I'm a cancer survivor. I said, oh, you are? And she was young. Then she said, yeah, what you see here, these are not my real breasts. These are the ones I got after surgery. And I want to tell you that the lumps I had looked exactly as the lump that you have. And I said, what? Then she said, please make sure this biopsy is done. Come back and let's do the biopsy. I will be there. I will be guiding the radiologist to do it for you. And I said, okay, schedule me for the biopsy. Just schedule me. And so I left. But when I left, I thought, let me go to my primary care doctor, because he's going to get the results. And then he can advise me what next. Because when the radiologist wrote the report, she used the terms suspicion of malignancy. And if you're someone who knows this, when something is malignant, then it has cancer. When something is benign, then it does not. So when I saw the term suspicion of malignancy, that scared me. That really scared me. And I know you notice my nails are black, so we will talk about that in a different episode. So anyway, I panic, I had malignancy, I go to my doctor, and my doctor said, malignancy? Okay, I'm going to refer you to a surgeon who can perform the excisional biopsy that you prefer, because that is even better. So he sent me to this surgeon. And when I went to that surgeon and I explained everything, I said, okay, would you do the excisional biopsy? Then he's like, there's no need, because the way I see it, I don't even understand why the radiologist wrote suspicion of malignancy, yet you have no history of cancer. You are young. The tumors, the lumps are smooth on the edge and they're round, yet cancer is not smooth. Cancer is rough, And so he ended up disputing what the radiologist had written. So of course, as a patient, as if you hear that, she's like, oh, this is good news. I cannot be having this thing. So then he told me, you know will not do that. You go home and nurse your baby. Nurse your baby until your baby is 4 months old. That's the age when they need, at least when she's 4 months. That's what is recommended, and that she's taken enough of her mom's milk. Then I said, are you sure? Then he said, yeah. In fact, I'm going to call your radiologist and I'm going to discuss this with her. Then I'll give you a call. And I came back home, my people. I came back home. This was like, I think the third time someone was telling me go home, and then he told me, I believe this is a fibroadenoma. He also said that. So I came back home and all I was doing was searching Google for what fibroadenomas are and everything. So then he called me the following week and he left a voice message. He told me, hey, Diana, I got good news. Me, I just give you good news. I spoke to your radiologist and she agreed that this it cannot be cancer. And so you enjoy your baby, nurse your baby, and don't even think about it. You come back next month, I'll review you until your baby nurses to 4 months. So I was so happy. I kept going back. But something strange is that as I waited, this thing continued growing. As I waited, this thing continued growing. And it was growing into a giant. So when I went after 1 month and I told him, look, I'm getting concerned because this thing is growing pretty fast. It has doubled. And then he took like a ruler, something like a ruler, and wherever he came, and he was measuring the stuff. And then when he measured, he came back and told me, now I'm very sure that this is not cancer. Then I asked, what makes you very sure? Then he said, because cancer does not grow this fast. Cancer does not grow this fast. So I said, okay, so what is it? Then now he gave me a different name. He gave me a different name, not even a fibroadenoma, something else. So I said, oh, okay. He told me, go home and enjoy your baby. Come back next month. So this is how it used to be. Can you imagine how many months down the line since I found a tumor that ran away? So he kept seeing me and I kept telling him, look, this doesn't feel or sound right. So I have my kid's pediatrician is a very nice lady. So I'd told her what was happening. So one time she told me, hey, you know what? Seek a second opinion. And what kind of surgeon are you seeing? I just said he's a general surgeon. Then she told me, no, I need you to get an oncologist, an oncology surgeon, and ask for their opinion. And that afternoon, I was just on my phone searching for one that could see me on that very day. And God is good. I happened to get one. So I rushed in and I said, look, I'm just here for a second opinion. And I explained to her everything that the other surgeon had told me. And she checked me, checked stuff. Even though she was an oncology surgeon, I was not liking that place because there's COVID and she's not using gloves. You see the taps in her office have no water, have no soap, but that's another story for another time. But anyway, after checking everything and I gave her the CD to check, she told me, oh, they don't have laptops or a way to look at that. But then she told me, look, this thing, the way I see it, if someone would ask me if it is cancer, I would say no. Because yes, indeed, its texture is not the texture that we see for cancer. But the thing is, there is no doctor that should say they're pretty sure about something, especially lumps. The only thing that gives finality or makes someone sure is after a biopsy is done, especially when it is a tumor or it's a lump that is growing. Okay, so that's what she told me. And she told me if I were you, I would put pressure and insist for a biopsy to be done quick. And then I asked her one question that I was asking the other doctor, but nobody was replying me. So I told her time has elapsed, time like months, like 3 to 4 months. And I said, from touching this and from feeling it, what stage do you think it's at, if it is cancer? And she told me. You wanna know? Yep. She told me, from the size, a stage 2. Yes, from the size, a stage 2. And I felt my heart sink. From the time that I found it, the first time I was being sent away, it was, I believe, a stage 0. Stage 0 is pretty early. Okay. So anyway, I left and I called the other office and insisted to go see him, and I told the doctor, please, I need this biopsy done. I insist this could be something bad that is growing and I need a biopsy done. And he got annoyed, by the way. He was really annoyed. I've always told you this is not cancer, But you see, at that point, the other oncologist, the surgeon had advised me to take some medication like for 7 days that was going to dry all my milk. So I did that and the milk was dry. So I went in and I insisted and I said, okay, fine, I trust you and I believe that it is not cancer, but I want us to be sure. So kindly give me referral so that I go for a biopsy quick. So he gave me the referral and I went for my biopsy end of October. I think it was October 28th. October 28th, 2020. And by the following day, I think was a Friday, I was receiving a call from the place where I'd gone for biopsy. And they're telling me that the doctor had said that I need to go back in for biopsy of a lymph node. So if you research on cancer, and that time I'd been reading a lot on breast cancer and all that, so I knew lymph node the moment a lymph node is mentioned. So I just started screaming. I said, I am dying. Ooh, I am dying. And I told them, look, I need the doctor to be the one to call me. So she said, look, no, it's just that there's a lymph node that is swollen, so we need to biopsy that lymph node. I say, yeah, for a lymph node to be swollen on the side where there's a lump, it means, yes, it was cancer, and cancer has spread to the lymph node, so it is swollen. So she told me, no, it doesn't have to be. Some infections also can cause lymph nodes to swell. But I said, tell the doctor to call me. So the surgeon called me and I was crying. Then he said, Diana, why are you crying? I said, look, you've wasted my time all these months. You've been telling me, oh, this is this is not cancer. This is this, this is that. But now it happens to be cancer, and a lot of time has elapsed. This thing is killing me and I have little kids. And he told me, who said it's cancer? I said, no, I feel in my heart. And from you recommending for a biopsy of a lymph node, it has spread to the lymph nodes. Then he said, Diana, enjoy your weekend. There is nothing like cancer here. Even infections can cause lymph nodes to swell. So anyway, he even spoke to my husband. So that weekend passed. I remember that weekend we decided to take kids to some wild animal park somewhere, just to help my mind to not think of cancer. And so when we came back Sunday, so I think that weekend, that Sunday, there was Halloween. I also went out in the night. I was just keeping myself so occupied so that I don't think a lot, because I was already scared. So when Monday came, we were going in for the results. So Monday was, I believe, November 2nd. I can't forget that date. November 2nd. I went for, and the biopsy was the following day, a Tuesday, the one for the lymph node. So I went in, and when I went in at 3 p.m., I went in with my husband and our little baby. The other kids we left at our neighbors, our friend's house. And so the doctor delayed to come in. He never does that. So I told my husband, yeah, that's another sign. So by the time he was coming in, he did not talk. He just came and he started rubbing my back. And when he did that, I knew it. It was all confirmed. I just was screaming and crying, and now my baby was also crying. Let me tell you, it's one story to hear cancer, but it's another story to be told you have it. When someone else has it, you pray for them, you're sorry and you want them to get well. But when it comes to your door and it is in you, it is a different story. So when he told me, yeah, it is, but it's still treatable, it's still early. I was late because I was putting a team together already. So I already have a team of your oncologist, your medical oncologist. I have a team. I'll be your surgeon. I'll perform the surgery. In my heart, I'm like, really? You waste my time like this? You think I'm ready to work with your team? I will be stupid, But I just said that to myself. And I gathered myself, what I spilled already, gathered myself, and stood up and told him thank you. And I told him we'll be going for the biopsy of the lymph node the following day. And we left. So I cried that night. I didn't sleep. I remember 3 of my friends came home. I told them what was happening. They came home. They prayed with me. I cried. I was a mess. I could not sleep. I was just seated. I could not shower. It's bad, man. I could not look at myself in the mirror. So the following day, I went in for this other biopsy. They did it, and we were waiting for the results. And so the day that I had an appointment with this doctor, I think it was a Thursday, I go in to get the results, the lymph node results. But at that time, I'd spoken to one of my professors, who's a good friend, and he told me, Diana, if it's breast cancer, if it's cancer, if you are my wife or my sister, the first option would be MD Anderson for you to be treated, and the second option would be a different hospital. He gave me 2 hospitals, but MD Anderson as first. So I searched online and I made a call to MD Anderson, and I was a mess. I was just crying, and the lady who picked the call just listened to me. And one of my friends actually would come to pray for me the day I was diagnosed. She works at MD Anderson, and she told me it is very hard to be seen quick, because it's usually a line. Like, it's a hospital where people come from worldwide, all over the US, all over the world for treatment. So you cannot just call and you're put in immediately, And so that is where God comes in. I tell you, God, believe in Him. So I made that call, and I was crying, and I told them, I was saying everything. I said my age, I said my kids' ages. I told them they're really young. Look, there's already a biopsy being done on my lymph nodes. I want to live a bit to take care of them. I need them to grow a bit. I was just saying all these things. Do you know, this lady told me, how fast can you get the lymph node results? I said, I'm going in to see the doctor now. I'm not sure, but please schedule me. Please, please, please. That was Thursday, right? She told me, okay, mom, I'm going to try my best. Get me those results quickly. So we go in to see that other doctor. We were making the call from outside. So we go in, and he tells me he has a preliminary results, but I should not be excited about it yet. He said the doctor who was doing all those tests, what are their names? I'm forgetting their names. Had said that, so my second has come. So let's record this with my second. She was napping. Okay, mama. All right. So they said that the preliminary show that the lymph nodes are not affected. The lymph node is not affected. It's just swollen. So maybe it's just an infection. So I said, okay. So we're just seated there waiting. So when we're seated there waiting, phone rings, and he's told that the other doctor is calling. Okay. So he goes out and comes in and just picks me up and hugs me. I think he had the guilt in his heart, like he'd wasted a lot of my time. And he tells me, Diana, the lymph nodes are fine. Cancer is not in the lymph node. Oh man, I knelt down and I cried and I prayed, and I just told God, thank you. And once I did that, I just spoke to him and I told him, thank you. And I told him, I am going to MD Anderson. I am going to a different hospital for treatment. I'd prefer to receive all my treatment in the same place. I don't want to move from here and there with doctors in different places, because this is too stressful for me already to handle. So he said, okay, I understand. blah, 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 blah. So we parted ways pretty well. I felt that he'd done me wrong, but again, in my heart knew as a Christian that everything works well for the good of those that believe. Everything, not just one thing, everything. That is what the Bible says. And so I left, and then I made the call to MD Anderson, to the lady, and then I told her the lymph nodes are fine. And she just started screaming like as if she'd met me. She's like, yay, that's the best news I've received. Then she told me, okay, I'll give you a call tomorrow. So the next day, Friday, this lady calls and tells me, Diana, you have an appointment on Monday with the surgeon, and then you have at MD, and you have an appointment on Tuesday with the medical oncologist. She'd already scheduled everything. Okay? So for this episode, I think that is where I will reach with you. But why am I saying this? Why am I sharing this in this episode? I want to talk to women who are pregnant. I want to talk to, above all, women who are nursing. You're breastfeeding and you feel alarmed and you feel suspicious. Do not ever be convinced by a doctor and be told that it is just milk, that it is just a milk duct. My sister, ensure that a biopsy is done. Don't ever let a doctor dismiss you, because it is your body. It is not their body. You understand your body more than anything. The only thing they do is they'll go and touch it and feel and say no. But you have that body every day. You spread lotion on those breasts. You shower, you wash those breasts. You feel them all the time. So you are the one who understands whatever is strange inside them than themselves. That is why doctors are said to practice. They practice. Okay? So take your health in your hands and don't let someone mess you up. I will continue in my next episode of Fighting Cancer with God. Be blessed, and until next time. Mwah. Kiki, you wanna say mwah? You wanna say bye? Mwah. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I know you liked it, and yes, if you did like it, please do not forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And one more very important thing, to share the video. Please share it widely so that more people can listen and even learn. Yeah, so please look forward for more content and more great stuff that is coming. We're back. Candid Diana is back. We were on a short break, but we're back now. So we love you so much, our viewers, and we look forward to engaging you more in the days and weeks and the months to come. All right? Okay. Bye for now.